Thieves. Will it be that Jarvan, or will we get something else? Zeri has been banned in both games so far and locked in for 100 Thieves.
And the Kench ban, I think, is supposed to be basically denying the jinx, right? You ban out the Kench, you draft dive, and you say, all right, you're not going to pick this without Tahm Kench, or we're going to kill you.
Yep.
Meanwhile, instant answer here from Evil Geniuses. They're, of course, expecting this. When you leave Zeri up, Zeri's going to get first pick. So they instantly answer with the best answer for Zeri, which is point-and-click CC, Nautilus. Yep. If you're giving up Zeri, you always need to make sure that you're getting something like the Nautilus there in exchange, and so they lock that one in early.
Whoa, ho, ho. There we go. Trademark closer pick, Viego locked in, and Leona bottom lane with that Zeri.
When they need him the most, they call on his finals MVP champion here, Viego. Can closer do it again?
And now you're already so excited to see if there's going to be those early game skirmishes, because if Viego can get that first kill in those fights in the river like we saw last time around in summer finals, he gets the reset, he can start to take over. I mean, if you get Nautilus, if you get J4, like those are powerful bodies to pick up, because the CC that you're then granted is incredible.
It's always really nice picking up something that does have its own dash as well, because that lets you chain for the real pentakill opportunities. So both of those are a very good option. Of course, we're going to get some mid lane bans here, as it has not been locked up, but the Forge God as well. 100 Thieves not allowing for EG to blind pick this one, because it has only been EG that have been able to deal with it.
Right, and remember that this is also going to be the first time with EG on red, meaning that they will have that first pick out of the second half of the ban. So 100 Thieves not willing to give that one over. Both of EG's bans are focused on the mid lane. The TF banned out, the Azir banned out. One more to go for 100 Thieves. Do they want to continue to try to chip away at that top side pool, or do you take away the thing Jojo's already played twice?
I mean, if they don't ban Ryze, he's going to pick it on 4. You have to feel like, right? So it's really, you know, if you're not going to ban it out, you have to have another mid laner that you're really confident playing into it. Instead, they ban the Akali. It feels like maybe what they're expecting out of, like, I guess Impact does play it, Jojo does play it, so there is a possibility. Maybe they're worried about a flex. They don't want to see something on 4. They want to be able to have the answers to both the solo lanes here, potentially, as Viktor, you know, going to be the one choice, and Viktor pretty safe.
Yeah.
And Danny, Jojo definitely plays it as aggressively as possible up in lane with all early game runes. Let's see what the answer from Abba is.
Vex would be interesting, because, I mean, when you ban out TK, you obviously want to dive. You know, Vex can get towards that backline, but Xayah is a tough champion to dive.
And it does make your whole team comp revolve around resets then. Vex is a very bursty champion.
They go it.
Okay.
If you're going to commit on closer on the resets for Viego, I actually really like this, even though you're not playing it into a lane that has dashes. You know, it's not a super great lane counter pick there, but for your team, they feel like the only way for them to win is get those resets in the team fights. Vex is amazing for one-shot combos and long-range engages.
All right, well, with Aatrox locked in for Ssumday, what will be Impact's response here in the top lane? Hovering over this Gnar for a while. Curious if they'll decide to lock it in or not. The timer's getting awfully low, and there it is. Aatrox versus Gnar, top side.
Very different look here, 400 Thieves. It's going to be an interesting game. You know, as you said, Kobe, all about the resets, all about getting that first kill. Leona to lock down the target. You know, Vex, Zeri, Viego, all piling in to try to burst this guy out. If you can get that first kill, reset on Viego, he can potentially set up that next Vex ulti, that next combo to come in. And we'll see if they can pile through. Viktor, you're going to have to position very well, because he is the most susceptible. He is the carry that you're going to be targeting. Xayah can much more easily, reactively, you know, R the Vex R and just immune that.
In lane, though, Viktor pretty comfortable versus Vex, and so I expect Jojo to try to abuse that to the fullest and call Inspired. Since you have Jarvan on your team, utilize your strength. The mid jungle here from EG can be very aggressive.
Oh, man, this game number 3 is going to be so much fun. Alrighty, everybody, here it goes. Game number 3. 2-0 right now for Evil Geniuses. 100 Thieves has got to find the magic here in this one. Level 1 invade into the enemy red side jungle.
Again, versus a Jarvan, really critical here. Getting a ward near Raptors or red so you can know the start for this champion. Know that it won't get that early surprise play off.
All right, nothing more going to come from it, though. You can see the counter warding coming out from EG at the red buff of their own opponents, going ahead and making sure that they're getting similar information to what 100 Thieves got for themselves. But like you guys were talking about in game number 1, it's Jarvan who has all those gank options early on. It's Jarvan that's famous for the red into level 2 gank immediately as one of those options. Viego not quite as successful at those sorts of things, but hey, if they're going to get the information, you might as well too.
Absolutely, and what Viego can really excel at is if you can get those counter ganks, right? Or if you can find those skirmishes around some of these early objectives, things like scuttles where you can fight for it. Jojo, as you said, Kobe, trying to get aggressive here early on, chugging those potions, the Q trades with the auto, very, very powerful. You get the shield, you look to go aggressive. And it's more about that 5v5 where he's going to have to be worried about the engage, but these early levels is really where this guy shines.
Exactly, and now we see Inspire going from red to the Raptors, so they are fully aware of Inspire's current position. Jojo warding on the top side as well because they have been able to infer that that is also the side that Closer started on due to the ward that you pointed out on red.
Yep. And down here in bottom lane, these guys just never stop scrapping. It's Vulcan and Danny walking up trying to grab some damage onto Huhi, but Danny does take a couple of hits back. 100 Thieves aren't done, and Danny's going to be forced to flash. However, 100 Thieves now turning their attention over onto Vulcan. Danny's still firing. Vulcan wants to get away, but the 100 Thieves have first blood on FBI.
Is there going to be a follow-up response here? Because that was flash prone from Huhi, but FBI still has his, so the Zeri very safe there. Huhi can peel for him, and there's no response allowed from EG. Yet again, a 2v2 kill on the bottom side for 100 Thieves.
Yeah, that's big. And this time, though, it's FBI who comes away with the first blood. He gets the gold that is so big for them. As soon as Danny missed that Q, the cooldown comes back up. He misses the Q. No hesitation from Huhi. He's flashing in, forcing the flash back from Danny reactively. They wanted to go for that scrap, and now Closer heading mid.
Well, top side is Mini Gnar bopping a melee champion, as he is usually likely to do. Huhi roaming up at level 2, looking towards this mid lane now as well. If Jojo keeps playing aggro, he could get punished.
But you can see the adjustment in his play. Jojo knows, all right, the jungler started top side and bottom side has freedom to roam. So this is good team communication and just your own map awareness from Jojo. He backs off. He also hovered to the top side of the map where your ward is, where you know the enemy jungle started. So he avoids further disaster for Evil Geniuses. However, 100 Thieves really want to pry this lead open and build on it. I mean, one of the big things is that Zeri, unlike most AD carries, is an AD carry that can spike on one item alone.
Yep.
Trinity Force is still the popular build.
Abbeddage getting away here as Jojo throws down that gravity field to just get him back a little bit. You can see the bar fully charged, so that fear is ready to go here for the side of 100 Thieves mid laner. Overall, despite the first blood being worth about 600 gold, it's only a plus 200, 300 or so advantage for the side of 100 Thieves, and a lot of that is coming out from these early farm leads. I mean, you can see the Viktor's plenty far ahead, the Gnar is plenty far ahead.
Yeah, and kind of what we were talking about, where you're picking the Vex for your reset for your team, for the long-range engage, but you are going to sacrifice some amount of gold here early on in the lane phase, and Jojo always the type of mid laner to try and take advantage of that.
All right, everything just going to take a little bit of a breather here as our mid laners will go ahead and use this opportunity to get back to base, shop up a little bit here. You can see the Amp Tome coming in for the side of Evil Geniuses, the Doran's Ring, the Corrupting Potion, a little bit of laning power, a little bit of scaling there. Over on the other side, the Dark Seal plus the boots for Abbeddage, the extra movement speed there, giving him the ability to try to dodge some of these lasers and get out of the way a little bit more.
And not only are EG hunting for their first title, they're hunting a bit of LCS history here, because if they are able to win this game, win the series before 29-18, I believe the time is, it would be the fastest finals in LCS history.
With the current one currently being held by Team Liquid over 100 Thieves, and that's where that mark was set back in spring 2018 when Team Liquid 3-0'd them. So 100 Thieves, they got to make sure that don't happen as Closer finding inspired here as he tried to go around, but he won't be able to push any further forward.
It is such an interesting topic of the LCS, of the really strong surge of these teams that came in franchising and the success where just last year we had 100 Thieves putting up a banner themselves as a franchise, a new franchise team, and now Evil Geniuses are following in their footsteps to some degree here, and maybe even over their own body.
Yeah, and I mean, EG, even just this late season surge, it's been incredible. You look back to the start of playoffs, no one was really predicting that this team would be able to make it this far. People were still looking at a lot of those higher seeds, not really thinking that EG would be able to make such a big impact. They hadn't had a lot of success against the top seeds during the regular season, but they have just reached a new level, have really been able to kick it to high gear, find a play style that works for them, and it just feels like every single time some play goes good for them, they're just building in confidence and building in that aggression.
Now look at these slow trades from Jojo. He goes for damage positive trades over and over and over again, and Abba is forced to use all his mana, those slower moving Qs on the wave, and Jojo gets a big health advantage, but the early start on the Dragon here by Closer.
100 Thieves have the backup for this. You can see Inspired wandering down here. He sees what's going on. Abbeddage does have the Fear ready to go there. Goes for the ulti. Gets the Fear, but Inspired does get himself away, so he won't die, but that is still first Drake confirmed at 6.5 minutes for the side of 100 Thieves.
And you can give the lion's share of the credit for that objective to the bottom lane of 100 Thieves, to FBI and Huhi pushing up, aggressively playing, once again, threatening on this EG duo, and being able to roam over to the Drake first.
And they have been better in the 2v2. They just have not been able to really translate those advantages to the rest of the game, and that's what they're going to have to try to improve on here. It'll be interesting to see, how many of their resources they're trying to put into FBI. Are they going to do, the EGS strat, where you're just dumping all of your gold into your carry, putting that faith in FBI as EG does in Danny?
Well, Closer getting closer and closer to level 6 here. You can see about 3/4 of the EXP bar. That's when the Viego can pop off, but it's 2v2 here in the bottom lane. FBI dropping the ulti as Huhi's ready to try to follow up. However, he flashes after the Zenith Blade is already cast, so there is no follow-up.
I love it from Vulcan. He says, I saw that! Nice thumbs up there. The reason for that quick disengage is, FBI hits level 6 as soon as EG went in, and they're not done.
He's got no heal.
FBI going in, trying to flash forward. Danny wants to turn it around, but the kill goes over to FBI. 100 Thieves, however, just get stomped. Double kill for Vulcan.
Nautilus knocking him down. King of the depths puts him in the grave, but not before FBI gets another kill, and critically, none of that gold is going to Danny, so FBI getting further and further ahead here.
Yeah, with the team that is most focused on funneling gold in EG and funneling gold into Danny, all the gold there going onto King Vulcan. See what he can do with this Nautilus on his roam timer. He's right back out onto base, and support roam timers are the next big thing to look at. Even on Vision here, EG able to start up this Rift Trail. They know they've got their duo right in preparation, plus the constant pressure towards mid.
And you can see FTX total gold. I mean, Vulcan is actually ahead of Ssumday right now in gold. Get the early two-tier boots. He's out on the map trying to get aggressive.
And you love to see that. The support rotations, the abilities of these guys, especially on champions like the Nautilus, like the Leona. Your ability to facilitate and make these plays is huge. Let's take another look at this dive here underneath the turret.
All right, so they poke Danny extremely low, and they know that he's level 5, but as soon as they go for the dive, he dinks to level 6. So it's the exact reverse scenario of what started this whole thing out. That minion dying on tower gives him experience range. He's kind of far away, but just in range for the level 6. Danny gets his level 6. He delays, he allows for that turnaround kill. The reason you go so aggro there for 100 Thieves is they were trying to prey on his level 5 disadvantage. But again, that experience timer that just worked out in their favor then turns around. They're trying to zone them back further away, and that's why it looked like that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if he didn't get 6 and have that big blade caller, there's no shot that Nautilus gets those kills. So a big deal for them there. Topside, though, it's been rough for Ssumday, as Impact has been dictating this lane. He's up 20 CS. They have about even minions to farm. Now a couple more there to grab for Ssumday if he can complete it. But things being tough up in the top side.
Well, we've got a rotation coming up as Abbeddage is ready to go in and help Ssumday out a little bit. Ssumday's landing all sorts of spells onto Impact as the poor little Yordle tries to get away, but Abbedage's ready to follow.
Nice little yoink there from Abbeddage. They get the assist money as well. It's better for the team, but you also need, again, this Vex champion is so about the burst combo, so you do need money on the Vex.
But we need to see the fight down here first. It's Huhi on the front line. Tons of damage onto Jojo. He wants to get away. He won't quite be able to do it. However, he will take Closer out. FBI grabbing the kill back onto Jojo. Huhi's trying to escape. Danny firing back here with the feathers, but he's not going to grab the damage just yet. 5-3 game in favor of 100 Thieves.
This is so big for them, man. They're building in confidence. They're winning these fights.
They're coming alive here. 100 Thieves. Slow to awaken, but hard to stop. Let's see if they can actually make good on keeping this series alive. They also were able to then push in on top side, get the reset.
Oh, FBI! He's made a crucial mistake, and the punish comes in.
Really smart from Inspired. They're just sticking around with Danny. FBI had the read that they had reset off of that play, but they wait for it. They get the kill. Really nicely done.
All right, let's take a look at that invade. And Huhi gonna lead the charge for 100 Thieves. Backs up, puts his W on, and then goes right in for the counter to proc his Aftershock. And they just burst down Jojo so quickly on the Viktor. Critical things to keep in mind with the Viktor flash being blown in this invade, in this replay, is the repeat of these types of 100 Thieves plays. Then chasing out Evil Geniuses from their jungle. The one thing they then don't keep track of, as you mentioned, is the little turn there from Inspired. He walks away up the river, but then out of vision is able to wrap around for the lane gank.
And that's a shutdown, so it is nice. Unfortunately, it did go on to Inspired, not on Danny, but Danny, of course, going for the crit build here. He has Gale Force. He is playing lethal tempo, so it is higher auto attack DPS, less bursty potentially than that lethality build. But he is going to be the guy tasked with burning through that front line.
Absolutely. Down here in bottom lane, the wave crashes into the turret. The second Drake of the game is live. It was 100 Thieves claiming that first one, that Infernal, and now this second. The Hextech Drake has spawned up. Evil Geniuses are the ones who are going to take that. We got ourselves a 1-to-1 Drake score, so nobody working towards that soul threat here just yet. And EG continue to keep the waves shoved up. Rift Arrow going to be summoned here. Only 90 seconds left before turret plates fall. Value's going to be grabbed out of that one. There we go. Rear your head back, Shelly, and kablam! There's 2 plates already, and EG seeing if they can get some more.
Now this is a really interesting game for potential Cloud Soul, as they're actually going to TP bot with Vex. Maybe was anticipating a bit of dive or just kind of swapping it around, but if they do get Cloud Soul on 100 Thieves side, I think it's incredibly powerful for a lot of these champions. Vex, Viego, Aatrox, Zeri all get so much out of that active boost, plus the 10% flat move speed is amping all of your other move speed bonuses that you're getting. Zeri can get absolutely out of control with it.
Yeah, when they're looking for pentakill resets, definitely going to aid them in chasing people down, getting into position. And the positioning is, again, going to be critical for this team. We mentioned Jojo's flash in the last replay. He is still the target. As of right now, he is 100 Thieves enemy #1, a flashless Viktor. That should be on the minds of every 100 Thieves player, no matter where you are. Currently, Huhi making the roam up towards top side of the map to see if they can get anything off of impact, but he is about to transform into Mini. Still has
for the
flash.
wraparound.
Still has flash, though.
Mini Gnar gets hit by the first Q. Huhi coming up, Closer throwing out the mist. Solar Flare gets flashed away from an impact. Stays safe.
That's why you usually look for the carries that do not have flash and are more vulnerable in these stages. Vex does have ultimate available here for Abbe, so they could still pull it off, and he will retain his flash advantage.
It feels like 100 Thieves, really are putting an emphasis on trying to keep Ssumday in this because he has been getting pressured. Early Executioners grabbed up by Impact. He's trying to pressure this lane, had been pretty far ahead, and they're trying to put pressure on Impact to unlock Ssumday because they know he needs to be a contributing factor in this game.
Yeah.
Well, just rinse and repeat. Danny, solo gold for him. If the tower's going to go down, everyone on EG is evacuating. Give it all to Danny.
Yup, sound the siren, everybody out. It's only Danny allowed to be there. He's the one in control. The gold lead is still about 2,500 for the side of EG, despite how back and forth this game has been. A lot of that, of course, being these farm values for the 2 solo laners. Plus 30 here in the mid lane for Jojo on this Viktor. We already talked about how aggressively he likes to play these matchups, how smart he is about the trading with those quick patterns back and forth, always going health positive. Now, we'll see if we get a fight.
Yeah,
in the top side.
Honestly, we might, because there are pretty big power spikes here on EG off of that reset. Because everybody evacuated, Danny got all of the gold, allowed him to fund that Phantom Dancer. So 2-item completion here for Danny now on the Xayah. Everybody reset from Evil Geniuses, and so they'll start it out first, but what 100 Thieves have to say about it?
Okay, Closer's hanging out. He sees this as 5,000 HP. We're going to get at least one more eyeball out of the Herald, but Huhi might just die here for the very start. He uses stasis. He'll buy a little bit of time. Vulcan's going to be taken low, but Huhi's already down. Inspired tries to get away, but Jojo has found FBI. 100 Thieves tries to get impact, and Ssumday's gonna take him. But what else can they find? It doesn't look like a lot as Closer and Ssumday are in the back part of the Herald pit. Inspire and Vulcan, very low on HP. It's gonna be stolen by Inspired and the evil geniuses as 100 Thieves fall back into the enemy jungle.
How do EG keep winning all of these neutral objective fights?
Oh, Closer's in! He's ready to go, but he cannot do it.
The dream was alive there for a second, though.
They're not done yet. Ssumday's still looking. Danny stepping up. Abbeddage looks foolish in front of Jojo. And EG gets boom.
EG getting a lot here, but you can tell 100 Thieves are not going to leave anything on the table. They will keep on attacking. They're throwing everything, trying to clutch on to their last remnants of hope.
Man, that turn from EG onto Closer, if he doesn't instantly die there, he gets out of that body, out of that Nautilus, he has another reset. That could have been a triple kill. That could have been a wipe, and that would have been the swing that 100 Thieves needed. It's those kind of plays where he so frequently goes big, but EG had the quick turn to burst them down, not allow him to use those resets.
And in the end, evil geniuses get so much more out of it. They were also able to pick up the Rift Herald in addition to the extra kills here, and the gold lead increasing for them. Look at the way that they start this out. Jojo just unloads on Huhi, so they're fighting front to back. And Huhi here, first one into the river. Meanwhile, you see Abba and FBI on the backside.
FBI moving forward here. Vulcan flashes to the side, finds the angle for the hook. Everyone piles in on him and bursts FBI out. He just gets erased.
It's because they melt that front line so quickly, and then walking up into the face of the Viktor, we've seen many an AD carry make that mistake. 100 Thieves, then Ssumday didn't want to let go of this one. He went back in for the kill, gets it. They can't quite get that Herald. Inspired slips in, he's got the smite. They chase him out of the pit as well, but this is where you take another breath. The attempt at the reset.
EG coming in now with that Herald push down mid lane. They'll take the tier 2 with it. Now they're going to keep on going. Inhibitor turret in their sights. Not quite getting that one all the way. Abbeddage trying to just take the tier 1 in top lane. Trading a tier 1 for a tier 3 feels bad.
That was 3 towers. They just took all 3 mid lane towers there on the same push. They're getting tier 2 bot as well. EG again running away with it. 100 Thieves.
And they're going to be able to get Dragon after that as well. EG can just retreat to the Dragon. They reset everybody else, and they've got tons of money to spend. We're only 18.5 minutes into this game.
Where were you when EG became the fiercest team in the LCS by miles? And don't forget, this wasn't a fluke. This wasn't no luck of the draw. They lost 3-2 to TL to go into the lower bracket. Then they beat C9. They beat TL, and now with a 5,500 gold lead and a 2-0 game advantage, they're on the cusp of beating the reigning champ.
What's funny is how similar the story as we have another fight here on Vulcan.
Oh, Vulcan? I don't think this is a fight, Kobe. I think that's more of a beatdown.
Oh, definitely not a fair fight, that's for sure. How similar this story is, though, to G2, actually, and we know that they're in the same group. That is going to be a crazy meetup of these lower bracket juggernauts that EG have turned into. And EG, if they complete this one, which they look like they are well on pace to do, it would be 3 quick 3-0s of the best teams in the LCS. There will be zero doubt that EG are the best team in the LCS.
Those were the top 3 seeds that they had to actually march through. They played all of the strongest teams here. No question about it. 100 Thieves, though, for them, they need to start getting something going here. They need to continue to 5 picks to get these objective bounties. If you can win a big fight, clean up some of these objective bounties on these towers, you can swing the gold heavily back in your favor. And it's going to be all about the engage. If you can find the perfect engage, get an execution with the Vex, get an execution with that Viego, start to go to Reset City. That's what you're looking for.
Visualize those Vex engages. You can definitely see them happening. Big burst, closer, reset. 100 Thieves, they've got to do something to keep the hope alive.
100 Thieves, that hope might be dwindling though. 5,500 gold lead for EG. They're controlling the entire map, choking their opponents out of their own jungle. Look at how dark this map is if you're looking at it from 100 Thieves' point of view.
And the only light on that map, Flowers, are the objective bounties surrounding the objectives on EG's side. That is not a hopeful light.
It's a little flashlight on the other side of a very, very dark path, my friend.
Yeah, man, it's just all about this next fight, it feels like. If you lose the next fight, you're going to lose Baron, and you're probably going to lose the game. But if you can win a fight here, 500 gold bounty on Danny, 450 gold bounty on Jojopyun. You clean up a neutral objective off that. You take a Baron for yourselves. All of a sudden, that swing can make something happen. But EG are just playing with supreme confidence, are playing like such a cohesive unit. Individual mistakes don't seem to matter because everyone is always there to bail their teammates out.
They are truly playing like a possessed team. Nothing stopping them thus
They're
far.
straight up starting the Baron 21 minutes in.
Okay, Evil Geniuses daring the Thieves to cross this ocean of fog, all of this darkness,
They're
to
TPing,
come and
they're
try
gonna
to
commit.
stop them. Evil Geniuses is ready for this.
It's dead.
It's already 4,000 HP. Make it 2,000. 100 Thieves is nowhere nearby, and Baron is claimed.
All right,
but
let's
100
look at the
Thieves,
exit.
they've got the teleport coming in. They might still look for something here. Ssumday's gonna see Inspired, who immediately goes for the dunk. Abbeddage trying to find something, but he only finds his grave. EG in a 5v4. Ssumday tries to go in, but now he's stuck in a golden statue. He flashes out to stay alive, but Huhi can't do the same. FBI trying to skirt around this fight, trying to find anything, but he only finds a dredge line. Vulcan has him solved.
Vulcan hits the dredge line that matters. Right onto the Zeri. They finish it off. That's Baron. And that is going to be Evil Geniuses marching all over Summoner's Rift.
Remember the timer that Isaac said, 29:18. If EG wins this in the next 7 minutes, fastest finals ever in the LCS.
TPing in, they want to get this bounty. Danny has his ulti.
Danny uses ult, continues backing away, flash out. Closer can't go any further. Danny gets out of it.
Insult to injury. You think you maybe get a cleanup kill, maybe get a glimmer of hope. But the hits just keep on coming for 100 Thieves. EG nearly 10,000 ahead now. They just make the call. They TP in. They rush down the Baron closer. First time you ever seen the Vulcan, you know, the Nautilus hitbox work against the Nautilus.
Yeah, little unlucky.
But EG on the retreat. You see how Vulcan spread from the team? As soon as he hooks in, Abbeddage takes it, flashes forward. 3-man fear was great. But look at the focus fire from Jojo and Danny.
Yeah, there's just no follow-up behind the Vex engage there.
Yeah.
During the fear, how much damage was done?
None.
Almost none. And so as soon as they're out of the fear, immediate explosion of Vex. Vex is off the table, and once you see this retreat, you know all is lost. But 100 Thieves, they didn't give up. They kept trying to salvage something from it. Evil Geniuses, though, coming in to take everything.
Abbeddage looks for impact, but he cannot get enough damage. Impact back up to half HP now with that transformation. EG pushing towards the enemy base, pushing towards the second tier 3 turret for them to destroy in this game. Remember, mid lane inhibitor already open.
We are on the precipice of a new era in the LCS. The new talent, the North American talent built up on Evil Geniuses. There's one thing left for them to do, and it's destroy this Nexus.
Vulcan goes for the dredge line, but he won't get it. Jojo in stasis, and the fight is already over. 100 Thieves are getting rammed into the ground, and EG with a perfect ace.
Danny almost gets another penta. He picks up a quadra, and EG will begin their new reign.
It is the fastest finals ever, and it never felt this good to be bad. Evil Geniuses are your new LCS champions.
Live evil indeed. Best teams in the LCS, 3-0 Cloud9, 3-0 Team Liquid, 3-0 100 Thieves. The Evil Geniuses have changed the game.
The Evil Geniuses' reign of terror has begun. A new era for the LCS. A new flag posted in the LCS arena. And a new champion will take their bow.
100 Thieves became the 5th team to ever win it last year, and now Evil Geniuses just became the 6th in incredible fashion. Hoist that trophy, boys! You deserve that!
where so many teams looked abroad to try to hoist the trophy, where so many teams looked elsewhere for talent, EG looked within, putting their trust in young North American carries. Jojo and Danny have proven EG's strategy correct.